This is Switched On.
Hello and welcome back to the Switched On podcast. This is your host, Akshay Koti Bhaskar, and for those of you who are new, this podcast is dedicated to those who find themselves struggling with the ominous task of choosing a career. Regardless of whether you're one of those people or not, and if you would like to ease the process of figuring out what career is truly right for you, or simply gain a more knowledgeable and informed perspective, look no further. Every session will present a different job from a different sector, and explore exactly what each job entails, as well as the required interests to work in the field. Today we have a very special guest, who is currently a freelancing personal trainer, with global experiences at major companies such as Fitness First, Fit District, and many more. Miss Mony Zreik is a personal trainer, which means that her essential role is to assess her customers' bodily strengths and weaknesses, as well as create customized workout plans. She provides physical and mental guidance and monitors customers' progress on a regular basis. She also makes sure that customers don't get injured while training. In addition to her fitness expertise, Miss Zreik is skilled at languages, being able to speak 2 at an elementary level and 3 with at least professional proficiency, if not higher. Most notably, she participated in the Miss Asia Pacific International Competition as Miss Lebanon, which is an outstanding achievement. Furthermore, she has several qualifications from her various experiences, which allow her to make informed and educated decisions while instructing as a personal trainer. These include being licensed as a nutrition and functional training specialist, certifications in physical medication and rehabilitation, and several others on top of that. Her skills as a personal trainer range from fitness consulting to leadership and event planning, a very broad spectrum. Welcome, Miss Zreik, and thank you very much for being here today on this podcast. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Firstly, Miss Zreik, I think the listeners are probably most curious as to why you do what you do. How did you initially become interested in this field of profession?
So initially it started after my school days. So in my senior year, I started going to the gym.
Okay.
But as every beginner, you don't know everything that you are doing, right? You just do what you think you know.
Yeah.
And then I had a colleague of mine, schoolmate. So he was a PT. So he highlighted my potential in the gym. We started back then.
Yeah.
And then I left it there. Then after that, I've been I had a passion about sports always and being active, this and that. And then after a while, I thought that, okay, let me do this course. So I've done this course, personal training course,
Sure.
Of course. And then I found myself into it more and more, understanding more about the human body, and especially from a perspective of science and anatomy, etc. And then, I guess that was it. And then since then until today, I just enjoy it. And you know this, when they say, if you love or you are passionate about what you do, you never work a day. And this is exactly, for the past 10 years, I never felt like I'm working.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah.
Have you ever thought about anything else, or is it always?
Of course.
Okay.
And I've had many experiences.
Okay.
You want to know about my experiences?
Yeah.
So I've started working in sales, summer jobs as everyone.
Yeah.
Makeup artist, I've tried this and I had a course about this one.
Okay.
But then I've left it there. So beauty advisor, and then I went into the real estate market, receptionist, even in many. I've had the point here, it's you have to try many things, in my opinion. So you try different things, and especially when you are young, as internship, summer jobs, etc. in order for you to find your passion. So you don't just find your passion. You have to try several trials, and then you find where you belong or where you feel yourself more, what represents you more, and then you go with this one. So this is what happened. Yeah, I've tried many things, and I've been trying this for the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
In parallel with my personal training, I've been into as entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with different projects with the startups and so I told you after the real estate market. So this is including fitness and beauty. So in fitness, you have health, and then you have the aesthetic part. But I ended up getting back to doing this because what do I like? I work because I want to add value to others and to myself.
Okay.
All right. So I dropped a project of being a operation fitness manager for studio, like a gym. It's a studio, personal training studio, and then managing director for aesthetic clinic here in Dubai.
Okay.
The studio was in Muscat. This was the last 2 years, and then I dropped eventually both projects, and now I'm focusing only on my personal training.
So I guess you really want to add value to other people instead of just...
Yeah, because personal training to me is not about making money. See, if I want to focus on making money, I would have just kept doing those projects.
Yeah.
But you know why I stopped them? Because I don't like to take for granted others' weakness. Meaning, the moment that you know that you are working in a commercial way, in my opinion, you should not be doing this service.
Okay.
So, if I wanted to compromise my service, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not being genuine and just sell. And just sell. I didn't want this.
Okay.
So that's why I kept doing. And of course, you partner up with others. You are working with others. You're not alone.
Yeah.
So you have to follow a system. So then, yes, I've quit this, and then now here I am focusing again on delivering this value that I believe in.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, such as your interests, skills, and what do you like to do outside of work, other than the gym?
All right, sports. So equestrian.
You're an Whoa.
I'm not an equestrian, but I do practice it.
Okay.
I love it a lot. Different kind of activities, like whatever can give you adrenaline rush. So, for example, skydiving. Of course, like swimming is one thing. I like to read a lot about philosophy, science, mostly anything that can add value to my field in parallel.
Sure.
Because to me, inside the gym and outside the gym, they are like they are linked in a way or another. Yeah. So. Yeah, reading, taking more courses, more workshops. I do give workshops as well. Yeah, just working more, enhancing my skills and different.
What kind of skills do you usually develop?
In total or like?
I mean, just a few
related. All right. Time management, big time. This is a very important skill, and nowadays especially.
Yeah.
I'm not so into multitasking, but it is important to do it in an efficient way. Emotional intelligence.
Communication skills?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the minimum. Okay, so communication, building a rapport, sales skills, time management, self-management, others management. Emotional intelligence.
That's
important. Very, 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 very important to build any kind of communication eventually or rapport.
Yeah.
So you need emotional intelligence.
Speaking of emotional intelligence, how do you say that, like, for example, let's say a client is struggling with their training, how would you go about helping them put them on the right track again?
First I try and find what is the main issue, because sometimes it's not physical. Sometimes it's moral and emotional, so it's psychology. So I try to find this trigger, and then you just
relieve it.
Once I find the trigger, because you cannot address it straight away.
Sure.
So after knowing the person, getting to know the person better, getting to understand them better, and then try to find a way that in a way that you can speak the same language, communicate in a way that they can relate to what you are saying, what you are doing, and then especially when you see them open to you, because you cannot always cross some lines. So when you find this trigger, and then I work around it, and then I make it look so we have progression and regression, right?
Sure.
So if let's say they are struggling with push-ups, right? You don't give them just straight push-up on toes, for example. So we do the regression. We go on knees. If not knees, then elevated on a bench or something, or their needs. But you have to just understand them, I would say.
Does it come with experience, I guess?
Yes, experience and knowledge comes together.
Okay. Can you provide a brief overview of your job and what are the main responsibilities and tasks you handle on a daily basis?
Yeah, main responsibility is it is a very responsible. You have to be very responsible in order for you to practice this kind of profession. I call it more than a job. First responsibility, you are dealing with real human beings, and like details. So these people can get injured at any time, at any point. So
you have to be very careful.
100%, and genuine about what you are delivering to them, paying attention to every single detail, preventing all risks as much as possible, understanding their moods, their ups and downs, and their emotions at the same time. So, for example, sometimes I might face a situation where you have a person who's a little bit having this like ego, right? But at the same time, they want you to push them. Sure. So here with the strength training especially, so I might find some challenges. So in such a situation, it's very important to read them and then to push them in a way that it doesn't sound that you are superior or you know better or you are stronger than them. All right. So these kind of stuff, you face it. Like honestly, you do face these. So being responsible of anything you say, anything you do, at every single blink of an eye, you have to be there. So
Okay. Personal trainers often make a significant impact on clients' lives. Could you share a particularly inspiring success story that highlights the transformative nature of fitness?
Yeah, actually, I do believe that fitness is not only about your body, it's about actually your mind, body, and soul. Meaning, we don't only transform your body, we don't only focus on the aesthetic side.
Sure.
So, but take this, whatever you are practicing at the gym, outside the gym, and change your life there.
So your mentality as well.
100%. And then your mindset, how you perceive life, how you challenge yourself outside work, and then how you work harder outside work on yourself so you can progress in life. And then eventually you will have growth. So I did have one case where a client of mine, before starting our journey, her fitness journey, so she was waiting for promotion at her work.
Right.
All right. So and then she started with the fitness, and main goal, of course, she wanted to lose some weight and then build up some muscles. So she ended up from having a high fear, like ultimate fear of weights and strength training, like she never ever done, and she believed that strength training or weightlifting will make her look bulky like a man, and it doesn't suit her.
Right.
All right. So she ended up loving strength training, and then losing adequate amount of fat and building up muscles, and at the same time she got the promotion that she was waiting for. And then here she came and she told me, you really changed my life in a way that we could stimulate both. Right? First we started with the body, and then using the mind, and then eventually she got connected with her soul, so she believed that she can do whatever she wants and she can get
it's very empowering doing fitness training.
Actually it is very important as well.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges that you face in your role, and how do you usually overcome them?
So as I mentioned that I mentioned with you few, when you have a situation, because we are human beings, we are dealing with the human beings, it is emotionally demanding, physically demanding, right? And so you have to play the role of, beside that being personal trainer and psychologist, therapist at the same time, and you have to care, seriously.
Right.
Giving this much of care and energy requires a lot.
Sacrifice.
A lot.
So
you have to fill up yourself with a lot of energy, and then you must have this kind of level of maturity. And then again, so we talk about emotional intelligence, and be a giver. So what I would say the most, less emotionally demanding and physically demanding, but because we do up to 9 sessions per day sometimes. So if you're not genuine enough of delivering the energy, if you are not genuine enough with yourself, and then with delivering what they are paying for, what they are there for, this is a big challenge actually, because many personal trainers fail doing this. So when you focus on delivering the return on their own investments, because it's an investment for them, all right, and be genuine about it. So you have to put your all. And this is very challenging.
It must take a lot out of you.
100%. And this is very challenging. And if you are doing this while you are following a system in a gym, this will be more challenging, because the system, they will put more pressure on you to with numbers. For a gym, in general, I'm being very honest and open and straightforward. Gyms will always pressure you to have more number of sessions. All what they care about is numbers. In my situation, that's why now I work on my own. I don't focus on numbers. Numbers are important, of course. At the end of the day, this is what I do for a living. Yes, but this doesn't mean it's the problem of my client. It's my problem. I need to find a way where I can balance this. So when I focus on delivering this to my clients, then you will have sustainability. Retention. Clients will trust you. They will see results, like genuine results. They will stay with you forever. Then you don't have to worry about hunting more clients, I would say.
Speaking of how demanding the fitness career is, how do you strike a balance between your personal life and your career? And do you have any advice for maintaining this balance?
Actually, yes, you are putting your client as a priority, and your message, let's say, your service as a priority, but never forget your health, your mental health, emotional health, and physical health. We tend as personal trainers sometimes, and myself, I would say, to forget about myself. Because we wake up first thing in the morning, we start from 6 a.m., 6, 7, 8, 9 until 10. You have all sessions, mostly because this is the peak hour. And then afternoon, then you will have to continue until evening, late at night. So take one day to yourself, for yourself, to take care of your own well-being, and then of your own relationship as well, with your family. The resources that gives you the energy that you will need eventually in order for you to give it back. You know what I mean? So never take your health for granted. Never feel like you are a superhero that you can always just give. No, learn where to take from where and how to take.
Are there any particular aspects of your job that you find especially rewarding or fulfilling?
I mean, it's enough for me when I see the impact on others' life, on my clients' life, when they are not only happy about seeing the aesthetic part. This is to me the last part that I would be happy about, because this is basically science, and then eat good, eat well, train, never skip, that's it. But when they are constantly remembering you with these significant changes in their lives, to me this is like it's a high reward.
You're probably improving their mental well-being as well.
Alhamdulillah, because see, they are open with you. They express this. When they express this to you, you changed my life, you changed my mindset. I think of you the whole day while I'm in office, for example, while I'm with my babies. You know what I mean? You are changing, you are making significant changes in their lives. To me, this is the reward that I would always look up to, in order for me to keep on doing what I do in a genuine way.
Can you describe any common misconceptions or myths about your job or industry that students may have, and perhaps debunk it?
Actually, first one is when women lift weight, they will look like men and bulky, and weightlifting will only make you look like this. This is the first myth. Weightlifting and strength training will never make a woman look like a man, unless she takes steroids or any other, not even supplements. These are steroids, specifically to boost the testosterone level. So this is the first myth. And then second myth, being a personal trainer, and then you can make a lot of money if you are a personal trainer, because they only count your sessions and they only count your clients, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 20 clients and then you do 9 sessions per day, just count this, and then this myth is big times there. First of all, if you focus only on numbers and then you think that clients are not aware of that,
they'll probably drop you because the value is not as good.
100%, and this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
And so personal training is not about money. The last thing is about money, and sometimes you do give more than you take.
Are any of the myths true? Any myths that are true?
That are true.
Yeah.
Myths
That people think about your industry.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
But since they are true, then we don't call them a myth, right?
Yeah, and I guess it's fact.
Yeah. So the thing is, you can't just trust any personal trainer.
Okay.
So the thing is, it's not if I'm here and I'm telling you that I'm a personal trainer and I don't have accountability, you have to make sure that I'm accountable to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't just trust what you see. If someone is full of muscles, bulky, well toned up, doesn't make them a personal trainer. Sometimes you might find someone who's not like that bulky. That it's a choice. They don't want to bulk up, but they have the knowledge, the service, everything that you need in order for you to achieve your goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean here? Yeah. So
the trainer doesn't always have to be like the peak physical condition to be a
this
good
is
trainer.
this is and yeah.
For students wishing to apply for a job in your industry, what would you recommend is the degree they should aspire to attain? And what would you like to say to students who are considering a career path similar to yours?
Alright, so as a startup, physical education, this is from where you should be starting at the university. And then after this, go to get a certification of personal training, because physical education is more into sports and coaching, which is different than personal training, which is that gym in particular, and fitness instruction. And then on top of that, always continue educating yourself, and then taking more courses, more workshops. Don't just stop with your college degree or your academic degree. This is the first one. And then to be very honest and realistic again. So as much as the college degree is important and university degree, as much as the experience. So what you experience in the real world is a totally different thing.
Okay.
So practical. So practice at the same time that you are studying. You know. So practice it on yourself before you go and do it to anyone else. Practice it on yourself. Start with you.
Okay. With the increasing emphasis on sustainability and social responsibility, how is the fitness industry adapting? And what impact does it have on career choices and opportunities?
So here we don't use much of this kind of stuff, but the thing is awareness. So the fitness field does create and evolve your awareness. So the more aware you are and the more sensitive you are towards yourself and others, I guess this can eventually help, but it doesn't affect. You don't.
What about social responsibility, though?
Social responsibility. Again. So we said that you are working with human beings, and then it's a career where you have a huge responsibility towards others.
Yeah.
It's not very different from being a doctor or a nurse, right? Or a therapist. We said this. So you are responsible. And you have to be accountable for everything that you say and then you do and how you impact them. So being responsible, I guess, in this manner, if you are not a responsible person already, you cannot do this. I don't know if it makes sense, but you must be a responsible person in order for you to be responsible for others. And then this is how, you lead by example for them to be responsible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Personal training involves building strong relationships with clients. So what advice do you have towards understanding their individual needs and crafting personalized fitness plans?
Start with yourself. Start by understanding yourself genuinely. Who are you? What do you really need? What do you really want? And then why you are doing this. Be genuine why you are doing this. When you start treating yourself, when you start to have this level of maturity and understanding about yourself, again, I will mention here emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
If you cannot read your emotions, you can never read others' emotions. Once you start with this, and then you can be genuine about what you about your services, and then you can read them. You can read their emotions, their needs, and then you take it from there. Always start with yourself.
Okay. Do you have any personal advice as to what skills or qualifications are necessary to succeed in your position? You already mentioned emotional intelligence and responsibility.
Skills, right? Definitely communication, like big time.
Yeah.
Communication, big time. If you don't know how to communicate, you cannot make any deal. Sales is important, indirect sales, which is a decent one, not direct sales. I don't like direct sales. So indirect sales means when you believe in your service and what you do, it's important to deliver it.
Sure.
Social media skills as well. It requires social media skills. How do you promote yourself? And then, of course, marketing skills. And of course, it does require like physical strength. These kind of skills. Is it necessary to mention them?
Yeah.
So the physical strength, of course.
Of course.
Being fit.
Yeah.
And I guess by far.
Okay. In your experience, how crucial is networking within your industry? And what strategies can individuals employ to build meaningful connections that enhance their career prospects?
Again and again, I'm going to repeat this one. Just being genuine. It's the reason why I'm saying this. Let's say, so to network with others, you can network with others anywhere. Everywhere, and especially here we have like social network. You can network out there, right? A lot, big one. But it's not only about just talking to others, and especially in this industry, right? Because you want to network with them because you will end up having fitness journey together, right?
Yes.
Is that the point?
Yeah.
Right. So in order for you to do this, you must have people must trust you. So in order for people to trust you, people are not fool in general, so they can read you. So again, being genuine and having deep conversations, trying to really be interested in knowing others. So it's whether in the gyms, whether you were, I don't know, in some sports clubs, and at school, in the streets sometimes, at the mall sometimes, maybe someone would approach you and they like your physics and they will just open up a conversation with you. On social media, how do you present yourself? What do you do? Your activities that you are doing. Where do you go? How do you spend your time? With who do you spend your time? Who your targeted audience are? It's a very big variation. There's plenty of areas where you can get connections and then be able to network with them. It's not limited at all.
Okay. In addition, do you recommend your field of work to students? And in the future, do you think it is a market that will grow or decline?
Definitely it will grow.
Okay.
And people now are having more awareness about fitness and how fitness is important for health.
Yes.
Health is totally different from fitness, all right? So now there's more awareness, and even some people are fighting cancer by being fit and then following a healthy lifestyle. So it's definitely going to incline and then going to grow. Would I recommend this? I would recommend it if you are really passionate about it, and then yes, you are interested and passionate about it. Yeah.
Would you say that it's important as a career as well that people are doing training? Because you said the awareness about how important it is for health and things. Do you think it's actually a major career that people should really be interested in, as a genuine sort of important aspect of careers?
I would say why not? Because everyone needs help, right? And then everyone needs, for example, a doctor, right? So you go to a doctor, the doctor will give you the advices and everything. But outside this, I will tell you why it's important. So knowing your own body, knowing it, like seriously knowing what's
Yeah.
going on, how does it function. This, you cannot just stop anyone down the street and then ask them. They cannot answer you this.
Yeah.
But like having this as a career, and then those people who are practicing this career, and then they are delivering these small details about, you know, how the body function, and then how to connect with your own body, because we function in totally different way.
Yes.
Each body have a different body that function in a totally different way. So it's a must, I would say. But again, I would hope to have it in a genuine way. But yeah, so it's definitely something that needs to be there. It's
Okay.
it's a need. It's important.
Okay. If you were to start your career over again, is there anything that you would change? And would you stay in the same sector?
Of course, I wouldn't change anything, because I've
Nothing.
tried many sectors.
That's
I
true.
just told you, I've tried, and everything I've tried, I linked it up together. I've learned from it in order for me to build a better career in this industry, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But knowing what you know now, would you have preferred to not waste your time with the other things that you didn't like? And would you maybe prefer to focus on personal training throughout your entire?
Definitely, it wasn't a waste of time. Actually,
Okay.
I am successful in what I'm doing now
Yeah.
because of my previous experience. See, I'm 28 years old now. Only I've been
Sure.
in the fitness industry for 10 years. Yeah, but in order for me to get where I've got, I told you, these positions, the recent two positions, operation fitness manager and managing director and partner in aesthetic clinic. These are two very critical ones, and then you cannot just have them. So what helped me achieve this is all my previous experience.
Right.
Because see, when you work, experience is not only about focusing on this only one. Everything will require sales, everything will require communication, everything will require confidence and emotional intelligence.
So it helped with your skills.
Yes, and then you apply it there,
Yes.
and then you add this value to the value of your knowledge in the fitness industry, and then you deliver the knowledge there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So never regret any kind of experience you've ever done. However, now I would say one more thing. If you already know that you are passionate about what you want, so for example, you are choosing to be a personal trainer at a young age, and you are 100% sure that this is what you want, I hope, all right, then yes, focus there. Everything will come in parallel, because you're going to be engaging with people, you're going to practice it. Eventually, you will get this experience.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, I do believe trying different dimensions before you settle is something very important, especially when you are young. And start when you are young. Start when you are young, then you will do great when you choose where to settle.
Okay.
This is my personal opinion.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Ouch. See, if you asked me a few years back, I would say launching my own, I don't want to sound cliche, but fitness application that I've been working on for the past 5 years.
Okay.
And the reason why I didn't launch it yet is because I don't want it to be commercial.
Okay.
And I did try and partnered up with some investors, but again, all what they cared about is the money.
Yeah.
And though the value of my fitness application, because we've done the study and everything, yeah, it is very high in value. And I believe the value, that's why I didn't sell it to any investor yet. And so I decided to focus on my own career, increasing my own income, and then do some savings and maybe some investment, and then eventually grow this app, because it's going to be not only a personal training service. No, hopefully 10 years from now, when I listen to this, I say, okay, I've made it. Helping the fitness industry with a totally new system, a totally new approach towards the fitness field, so we can at least encourage those who are not looking for something commercial,
Sure.
so they can have something real, you know, and then to make just evolution. Let's say, I don't know, this sounds very strong and then very high, but why not? Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And lastly, do you think you could share any resources or organizations that students can explore to learn more about your industry?
Yeah, I mean like fitness academies and stuff like this,
Sure.
or gyms as well count on.
Yeah, I mean, going to the gym probably would help, I guess.
Of course, going to the gym would help big time, but knowing where to go and with who you train. So I will tell you, if you wanna take some organizations, you can have Inspire Fitness Academy. These are the people that I trust.
Okay.
All right, Ultimate Performance. Search up Ultimate Performance Gym. Those are like the leading personal training gyms. I don't know if you heard about.
I have not, but
Oh my God, go. So they started in the UK and they are like worldwide now. So yeah, these like genuinely speaking, the academy, they deliver like genuinely the knowledge and everything that you need. And it is attested by American institutions, and Inspire Ultimate Performance are the leading personal training
okay.
gyms. So yeah, I would advise for these two, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Miss Zreik. It was a pleasure talking to you.
You're most welcome. It was a pleasure meeting you as well
Yeah.
and talking to you.
I hope
Thank
you had a
for
good
having
time.
me. Yes, of course. I've had a great time, and thank you, actually, seriously, for having this initiative. I mean, what you are doing is something very, like, seriously, it is important and it is responsible of you to think of others in this way.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Will do.
Well, that's all we have for today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. A big thank you once again to Miss Zreik for agreeing to be a part of this podcast. And until next time, this is the Switched On Podcast.